Peace be upon you. Let's look at your oracles. Let's start with this one. Willpower. It's something is on you, and I think you're starting to realize it. You're discovering hidden or unrevealed or long forgotten abilities, but also needs finally seem to have surfaced to the detriment of options, desires, what anybody else has or expects or is chasing or not. You're tending to your actual needs. So priorities are being revealed here. It is about foundation, stability, staying true to oneself, having the courage to either defend, fight for, protect, and manifest or achieve, obtain something. 4. What's the challenge here? Projection. How others perceive you. You're no longer advancing based on your perception or opinion of others, and vice versa. Therefore, you're not going to care about what anyone else says or thinks about you. You're realizing that this is what's been affecting your balance overall. It's been preventing your growth, your liberation, and you're no longer waiting for anyone else to either change their opinion, get you, understand your needs, or nor are you going to allow anyone to either define them, reveal them for you, or so you're on the downside. I guess you're not gonna be easily advised at this point. Then again, you know what you're doing. No one better than you knows what you need and what you're supposed to be doing, what you're capable of, who you are, whom you're not. In other words, people will not be able to neither influence nor manipulate you at this time. Something has not come to fruition. You've been longing or waiting or expecting for some form of a divine sign, divine intervention, for the universe to move, to show you, to give you a sign, a synchronicity. You've been waiting for quite a while here, holding strong. In your mind, it was just a matter of timing. Well, that time has come and gone, and you're catching on to momentum. No one's coming to neither hold, heal, protect, save you. I think you've had this realization. 4 adding up to 26, hence 8. No one's gonna come help you, neither give you insight when it comes to what you're supposed to be doing, your destiny, your purpose, nor resolution or clarity when it comes to what has already happened. There's also integration of old wounds, family trauma. You're getting the full picture. Karma has been burned. You understood the purpose on why you arrived, when you did, in the family that you were born into. Healing the inner child, learning to hold yourself. Also understanding that if you don't begin, if the seed is not planted, or if it's the wrong seed in the wrong place with the wrong people, wrong time, wrong intentions, it cannot lead to fruition. It doesn't lead to conception, to realization of you needing to learn to love yourself. Accepting the lack of love or support from your family or those you've loved, or learning to let go. forgive, release yourself, others, via understanding. So you're no longer projecting anything onto anyone. You've got no one to blame. You understand why things needed to happen. You're honoring also your old wounds and traumas and that hurt self. Learning to love yourself, yes. Authority in reverse. You've been hurt by the very people who are supposed to protect you, guide you. There's lots of disappointment. But there are no expectations from anyone else at this point. Authority, the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed and realized, yet receptive, wise and loving. You're going to be very careful to whom or what you're going to choose to invest, either time, energy, resources, affection, love. Right now there's no one to love, which only means that you're going to love yourself. Being sovereign, willpower, personal willpower, accountability. Yes, you were hoping for someone in a position to do so, whatever translates as authority, that they held the power over your destiny, life, or purpose, to come through and do it, but they haven't, right? So hence it's on you, 3 and 1. Relationships. Relationships are just mirror images of your own life, how you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. Again, this energy of not having been nurtured or cared for. You yourself probably not knowing how to love. You're learning. Yours may either be toxic attachment, hence fear of abandonment, seeking for validation in how others treat you or their opinions about you, and it seems as if they didn't offer you that. Healing that inner child, yes, peace, serenity, learning how to fly all on your own. Okay, we go towards this one now. It's time you navigate this on your own. For the feminines especially, there is many struggle with either motherhood. They seem either they failed as mothers or etc. They see how karmically they passed on from their own mothers. Others are called to be, the parent of their parents to some capacity. There's a mirroring going on. You see how the generational trauma needed to be. And the lack of either the masculine support, father figure, father presence. And some of you may have attempted to connect with your father, otherwise with God, the creator, or have hoped to see God's intervention through possible masculines, parents, brothers. And you didn't obtain said protection and support, and some must struggle with having lost the opportunity to have children, lost the unexpressed maternal instincts, not having been allowed to love, whether it was a lover or this is the mother archetype, the queen mother, the unfulfilled or unexpressed mother-like attributes. But all you gotta do is step back into nature, connect with mother, and you can be a mother to anyone and anything. Just don't confuse things, right? And most important, don't confuse yourself with your own mother. There are similarities, yes, but you came here to heal, transcend, transmute, not repeat certain things. And what passion am I ready to pursue? In reverse, your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put on the side, given up on, or buried? Passions from childhood as well, or that make you feel, have you enter in that childlike state, curious, excited, etc. What passion is ready to come alive in you, right? Today's soul action: write a list of the passions to which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. They're going to guide you. This is a very intimate process, as is healing, it's all yours. Hence why at this point, once you had your karmic connections and so on, no one can interfere in this process. An archangel in reverse. There it is, 3131. Let's see. Eternal grace of Archangel Raguel. You are my chosen and protected one. You are an authentic model of manifestation of ideal friendship, and with my help you will benefit more and more so often from the gifts I bestow unto you, filled with love and kindness, granted or bestowed unto you from the Most High. You are blessed, inspired, and guided by my heavenly crew or team. Or prepare for blessings. You're not expecting it. You are in scarcity and lack, abandonment. I don't think you feel you deserve them. But you want them, so you must deserve them. Proofless, revolution, 31, 31, 22, 4, 4, 4, 4. Revolution in reverse. It means you don't have to put a strenuous, incredible effort, nor do you have to make some extreme sacrifice of some sort, or no, burn yourself out, push left and right, trample all over, become egoistic and selfish or unempathetic or unkind. No. It's consistent effort in a direction that's gonna mystery, and let the need to control something, let it go. The details on how things should unfold, or don't control the details too much. Again, explore as a child would, by doing what you're passionate about in the moment. Pruflas or Bufas, the element is air, the planet is sun. The message is, at times of confusion and misunderstanding, seek like-minded allies. Pruflas original dwelt at the side. You have to meet them yet, apparently. At the side of the tower of friendship, the gift of friendship that you're going to receive. At the tower of Babylon, where she often took the form of a bright pillar of flame willpower. There it is. Or a figure with an owl's head. against the background of flames, Phoenix energy, the alchemized passions that now translate into creativity, willpower. The owl being her totem bird, Athena energy as well, scorpionic. Virgo, Piscean, she is the enemy of complacency and arrogance, and likes to stir up conflict and war, giving generous aid to the side that she favors. Her appearance heralds revolution, an upheaval that may be alarming and cause some grief, but can lead to good in the end. It seems again that you will not care too much, which means that you're going to stay out of everybody else's troubles, challenges, and so on. Or at least, not be too distracted by them. So you're able to maintain some focus. In other words, to mind your own, to tend to your own needs and without being distracted. Which will lead you to those who are doing the same thing. So finding kindred spirits, spiritual family, soulmates. I feel this passion, this flame is not yet in your heart, but it's about to be placed there. Kushiel, the angel of punishment. Matron of the blind, honesty, shame, and restitution. The cloaked one. Again, I see both Virgo, Scorpio. Sag or Aries, Leo sometimes, depends. And Piscean. Any of the water or fire, yeah, they're all there. Kushiel. The hunter whose prey is falsehood. Oath-breakers, beware. Kushiel will seek you out, even as you stalk your own victims. Punishment is upon you. No one who escapes the mark of Kushiel. There are consequences for breaking your word. The pieces sharpen and sink into your flesh, embedding themselves within your heart. So long as the offense stands, you will always be held in the sight of the hunter. Seeking absolution is noble, however tedious. Begin that journey with haste, lest Kushiel find you first. The signs are a spear, a shaft of light, and a raven. Again, scorpionic energy with the raven. We have Athena there with the owl. Lots of symbolism here. Yep, owl. Shaft of light, which can turn into obviously also a spear. We're going to get to this one. The cut wings, the broken spirit. Someone will try and make amends towards you. Yep, it's something that comes from the past. It may be inheritance, or a parent or a relative, or a friend that hurt you terribly may come around to seek for either redemption, absolution, forgiveness. The friend in reverse. Someone whom you trusted, you were vulnerable with. They hurt you at your most vulnerable. Punishment. So they must have hit some terrible challenge, and you came back to mind. The right eye, wisdom, chokhmah, right here. Can be a feminine. Yep, you got hurt. The thing is, since it is reversed, I think they themselves were punishing you for something. But apparently you had nothing to do with whatever vengeance they were out to get. So they were moved either by some spirit of envy, jealousy, hatred, whatever. And they hurt someone who was absolutely not responsible for whatever. Yeah. Someone took it out on you in a terrible manner here. Again, it can be a parent or someone who was in that position or had some form of a power or authority over you. And they could either, make you or break you at that time. And they chose to break you. The martyr. They martyred you. Whatever accusations, and they did not stand. And it's literally coming back to get them. Don't mess with this. Oathbreaker is someone who you should have trusted with your life and broke you. Someone who promised that they cared, that they would protect and nurture you. Hurt you at your most vulnerable, in your childlike state or some broken state where you were struggling. Again, it can be a mother, a parent, a friend, a caretaker, whatever. Okay, know that they're getting their punishment. And honesty, shame, and restitution. It's the fact that you've owned up to your limitations and your honesty, basically. Your vulnerability was the very thing that led to them receiving it tenfold back. Restitution, vengeance, what translates as such, justice, correction, we see it as correction, has occurred. If someone hurt you this terribly, know that they know why they had to pay. They know. They know. You came to mind when something happened to them. And they recognize the dynamics. I see now. They may have found themselves in their very same situation. Someone held power over their lives and exercised them in order to hurt them. An exercise of power over someone vulnerable. It made them feel good temporarily, right? Well, now they've experienced it at that other end. How does it feel when someone else decides over your own fate or life or attempts to do so? When we invoke vengeance, this is the spirit that comes through. And since none of us is blameless, we have to be very careful. Because otherwise it may come back to slap us. The martyr. So since this is reversed, this is not you. You are the victim of someone who supposedly sought for some form of vengeance against you, hunted you. This is how they really looked, energetically. And this is you. Well, know that this went right back around. Because you were pure at heart and innocent. There's a special place in hell, they say, yeah. Hell is a spiritual state, right? For those who hurt those at their most vulnerable, child, newborn, someone trying to be born again or find or conquer something in their most terrible troubles or struggles of spiritual, physical, mental. You're not to touch them. If you cannot help them, leave them be. but they're the perfect prey, right, to predators. These come and reside in the heart, and to them it translates as doing some form of a justice, getting their own restitution, and right, only to realize that it comes right back. Because what do they have to do with whatever you're going through, right? The sword of law, the leper king. The leper king. Oh. What a king. Bravery, self-discipline, and faith. He's the one that's outcast or dreaded, mocked, underestimated, shunned, but has divine authority. The sword of law. They're protected, yes they are. It's someone who's afflicted by something. And it's from that very affliction that they draw their honesty, their integrity. They've accepted their fate, they're fulfilling their purpose. And wow. Baldwin the Fourth, the most faithful king of them all. This is his spirit coming to protect his own. Do you see the similarities? If you're feminine, this is the spirit of your counterpart. And vice versa, if you're the leper king, this is your counterpart. That's why you're alone. Well, you're not alone, but yeah. She's the matron of the blind. She's the high priestess, a seer. And he's the sword of justice. Wow. Of law, divine law. There's something in both of them that makes them not suited for yours and popular, or they have very incredible lives and stories and journeys. And they have one thing in common. Honesty. Bravery, self-discipline, faith. Martyred. Both of them know he's a means to an end. And so is she. She is a sacred vessel. She needs to be sacrificed. And he chooses to sacrifice himself. Two eyes, one. Okay. Two eyes, one. These two are counterparts. Are they gonna find each other again? Wow, why am I doubtful? The exile in reverse, yes. Both of them are exiled. Yes, they're coming out of exile. They're gonna come at the forefront or in the service. They're in the limelight. More exposed to attacks. Hence why. But they're untouchable. She's covered by veils, by their energetical shield. He has the armor on. Iron. It's almost, you see, he has a lamp here. Let's read. Whew. The martyr, matron of the blind. In Mausolea, the affliction of blindness represents a blindness of the soul. Mortals who live in who in life believe themselves extremely keen-sighted may find themselves so stricken upon their death if they live their lives in ignorance and delusion, their actions untampered by pity and compassion. It is the task of the martyr to care for these souls, to guide them to reflection upon their sins, shame at their previous selves, and restitution through thoughtful service and care for others. Once such a soul can see their own faults, weaknesses, and the effects of one's actions on others clearly and truly atone for them, only then can this blindness be cured. The martyr invites us to look clearly upon ourselves and our deeds and see the blindness in our souls so that we may not be eternally stricken. Punishment, kushiel, yeah. The domains are honesty, shame, and restitution. The leper king, he's in the realm of Sheol. Tested in his faith. In life, through extreme trials in both life and death, the leper king is an exemplar of faith in spite of circumstances and suffering. For his faith he was rewarded with the role of the sword of law, a warrior against evil and deceit in Sheol. The leper king provides a model of self-discipline and tenacity, reminding us to hold fast to our faith and core ideals, even in the depths of the fire. The domains are bravery, self-discipline, and faith. Yeah. From hermit to hierophant to king and emperor. She can never be seen. Whomever gazes at her, she will never be seen. She sees others, the others do not see her. Even if she's right in front of you, you will never be able to actually genuinely. She has filters. She needs to filter because she needs to become mirror. And you can never really see. Read her, so to speak, perceive her. You're not supposed to. So she may be anything and nothing at the same time. High priestess, yes. And empress, of course, the spiritual empress of the world. Wow, the twins are really being brought together. Ooh. Light and darkness. Sun and moon. Deception in reverse. Yeah, they cut through deception. Both of them are doing the same work. They don't know one another. They don't know one another. Yet they do, but they don't in the physical plane, in this cycle, they haven't met. They're just now opening up, starting to feel one another. They feel that the other person is out there. Codependency in reverse. And the retreat. They're gonna meet in a very intimate, sacred environment at one place, at one point in time. On this timeline. They're not in pursuit of romantical love in the manner that others may be to complete themselves, and they're not stuck in egoism. They're called to purpose and mission, but they do have a connection with one another. There's no separation. They're just going to continue doing their part regardless. But they know of one another, spiritually, energetically. It's gonna happen very intimately, as it should, because this is a sacred union. They haven't met one another physically. Then in this room, no. But when they meet, no doubts or confusion about it. They're one and the same. Wow. Circumstances are going to bring them together. I believe it's via whatever it is that they've been called to do it right now, purpose-wise. She's more likely involved in the spiritual energetical work here, which occurs, of course, at night, and it's sacred and it's reserved. And he's more in the limelight. He's either fighting, he can be a writer, he may be a journalist, he may be a doctor without borders, he's doing it. He may be involved in either law enforcement already or military and even politics, sword of law, justice system. Yeah. Do we miss no, we don't. Okay, there it is. This is not your usual romance. They're united by something a lot more powerful. Then again, they've never been separated. Don't be swayed by someone's strong opinions. Just do what feels right for you. If what you're hearing doesn't resonate with you, then it most probably isn't for you. Listen to and respect other people's views, but stay true to your own inner vision and beliefs. Live freely and express the beauty of your ideas. Exactly the initial energy of willpower. Not sure. Nope. My body is rich, abundant. I am abundant. My needs are ensured or fulfilled. Your body is an evident example of the abundance of nature. Cover yourself. It's not only fans here. Hundreds of billions of cells have all their needs met or fulfilled. So, struggle against those who struggle against scarcity. It's time you let that go. To give is more important than to earn or take. Karma angels. The leper king and the martyr. Wow. Yeshua and Magdalene and so many others. The couples. There they are, the actual twins. Nithaya, number 10. 1, therefore. Solitude and serenity. A poet angel. Again, someone is either writing or using words or who brings joy and confidence into your life. This being will also reveal hidden mysteries. The mystery, the hidden. The card shows that any book of secrets will be opened and you will be able to gain clarity. Until that time, you must remain by yourself and not take hasty actions. We rewind. We went through that. This is your confirmation. Challenges, bearing solitude, solitude, solitude. lone warriors, etc. Lesson is, the answer is within. Blimey, I could have just not wasted so much energy in trying to convey that. Answer is within you. The best we can do is mirror it, or do, or plant something, or initiate something that can trigger said revelation within you. And yes, that doesn't include, if triggering, sometimes does include triggering your shadow, actually most of the times. And perhaps even, yes, speaking in parables, don't you worry about it. Your conscious mind takes it in one manner, but your subconscious takes a whole different energy. That's what you need. We're working with your subconscious against your shadow, aka your negative, evil inclination, the aspects that work against you. Marriage in reverse. None of them are married, okay? Hence solitude and why you needed to conquer something on your own. Great fortune, destiny, energy. 4, 4, 4, 4, 8, 3, okay? 3, 3. Both of them are either dishonored, hated, outcasts. They've either been shunned or disrespected. Wow. Almost as if they always knew that their status is a spiritual status. They only answer to the Most High. High honor in reverse. And they understand why they needed to do this all on their own. They've accepted their destiny. Okay, the last shall be the first. Their glory is in the kingdom of God, not in this world. One more time. Main male in reverse. Okay, especially him, the leper king. Bad health, yep. Masculine is struggling with serious health complications or challenges. 31, there it is, yep. Yet, despite or regardless of what they're currently battling, their willpower is stronger. They had either some public shaming, or they seem to be perceived as problematic or antagonist. And again, in this world, dare to speak the truth or be honest, then you see what happens. Poverty. They have nothing. They seek for nothing. Nor power, nor glory, nor money. Everything is a means to an end. They keep paying it forward. So they never sought to either obtain or wealth or power for the sake of it. Courthouse, yeah. Being either wrongfully accused, having suffered some form of an injustice. They're in the system to some capacity, or they're recognized as being a problem in the system. Are we going to go into movies now? Yeah, it's Neo. Neo energy, yeah. But in this case, pathway, a waymaker as well. But the pathway that leads them to her. He's seeking for her. He's seeking for her. He's not sitting around. Almost as if he has this knowing that he's going to find her. Yes, willpower. He's ready for union. It's him, he's being directed, as it usually is. They against the world. Okay. Courtship is not a thing here. They don't have status, or at least on surface level, nor do they seek for it. Unexpected income in reverse. Concern, 33. They're most definitely a thinker, a faithful one. and gift in reverse. Does he know who she is? I believe he does. Yeah. I see why there's this, something doesn't quite click here. He knows who she is. He's not approaching though. I believe he's in the midst of fighting against something. Yep. He's in the midst of a battle. Whether it's in the mind, legal. He's in the midst of a battle. But he knows who she is. That's why there's this disparity. He's about to lose the battle, which he's fine with. And he's willing to lose that in order to be able to reconnect with her. And it's not over yet. So he either needs to decide to put something on hold and prioritize his connection. But I don't think he's ready yet. So this is for the twins, either way. You decide which one of you are they. But the feminine is not supposed to move right now. Are you kidding me? It's a mirroring going on. And again, that energy of doing what you love, the inner child. A message coming. He's younger. He may seek for healing from her. Soon enough. Soon enough. Again, not yet ready. Here's the moon. This is her energy. 8 of Cups in reverse. 4. 31, 13. The mirroring. 4. Again. 5. And 8. 5. 5, 5. The 3. The Ace of Cups. Not ready yet. Yeah, he's got to lose something first. He has to drop something. Yep. Which for them it's very important. It's a matter of principle. He thinks he's got to fight something all the way through. But soon enough, I feel he's already coming to the realization that he's not supposed to, especially now that he knows of her. He knows of her. He knows who she is. Spiritual love, faith, purpose, higher calling. So he's engaged in some form of a battle that's rather more personal. He's kind of losing that one. Because he is overwhelmed. Obviously, timing is going to be a factor. He needs her. Right now, yes, he needs her contribution. 10 of Cups. Yeah, he's no longer... His misplaced loyalty. The masculine is fighting in some misplaced loyalty because that's his nature to fight. And he's got to let it go, though. To realizing that it's a lost cause. It's not his battle anymore either way. That's why he cannot move towards his counterpart. Mighty enemy, the bear. Enemies galore. Here's the blockage. Distance may be a factor. 31, the sun, the Ace of Pentacles. He's gonna make it. The Book of Secrets. He's gonna make it. He's gonna reach her, most likely to either seek for or inquire, at least initially, for his own journey and purpose. That's how they're both gonna know. Most likely him, because she's closed off right now to this possibility. Not because she doesn't recognize, or she's just fulfilling her purpose. Yep, he's gonna approach her to open the book of mysteries for him. He's like the warrior that's got to stop and go visit the oracle. only to realize, wait a minute. The Pythia. He's got to meet his Pythia. Wow. A revolution, I guess this is the energy of transition and transformation, and knowing when to stop, pivot, and use rather strategy and wisdom and patience, and redirect and be allowed to be guided and so on, without turning into something that's rather abusive, ruthless, and Two of Cups in reverse. There is the fallen emperor, someone in a position of power, yes. Doesn't care about power though. Cannot do it anymore. He's got to put something to rest. 4-4. We keep having them. Look at this. Foundations, and yeah, it was calling us back to the emperor. He's putting something to rest, okay? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. He recognizes that he cannot push past this point. It's done. And it's her. Again, initially, she will be completely detached. Perhaps even refuse him guidance or service. Unless he comes right. Yes, 10-10, unless he comes right and he's ready. Initially, he won't be ready, Temperance in reverse, and she won't meet him that. Because he's in victimhood and going through that sensation of failure and loss, and 10 of Pentacles. Conflict. They may even enter in some form of a conflict initially, until they don't. A meeting with a stranger may be important. Yeah. There they are. Wow. Okay, lots of oracles here. Again, that connection that some people share, even though for them individually, you know, they're on their own and have to make do. But there's always, for some, is that inner knowing of, I know my counterpart is out there. I gotta be strong. They have that relationship and connection, both with God and with their other half. Masculine knows of the feminine, or at least is able to immediately recognize her. She is not even tuned in that frequency, as in she's in the world but not of it. She's not energetically, spiritually, she's nothing. She's a martyr. She herself does not exist beyond the purpose that she is choosing to allow God to use her for. So she's just doing her part. She is also in lack and scarcity and sacrifice, and so is him. But of course, she is a receiver, right? The vessel, the channel. It's different. She receives and bestows, whereas he is in action, masculine force of bestowal. Well, he's a builder. He's a seed, willpower, and so on. These two have got to meet and work together. Either of them has had to have the other integrated already. So those who did the work, you will meet your other halves. But romance got nothing to do with it. Someone working against you, behind your back. The rat energy. The leper and the rat. They're either infamous. Yep. Their honor and respect will come to them. He's seeking to restore himself in order to be able to assist those whom he's supposed to. And since he is uncomfortable and a problem, he has been literally publicly assassinated to some capacity, unjustly accused or labeled or King of Swords, the Emperor of Law, of Justice, of Faith, the Warrior of Light. And yes, he is in a position of authority. Has lost on a personal level, but has to continue the battle, and has lots of enemies to make sure that they keep him either distracted or unable to fulfill whatever he's seeking to fulfill. He's a just king. God's ordained him. So she as well may be much like a rat, has to hide, or hence the need to go alone, continue on their own. There's no one they can either work with or trust around them. Finances, there's a loss of money. Someone will try, probably impact their ability to do things. So either attack the resources, in need of help and assistance or guidance. I believe especially her, she may lack in resources because there's no one there, right, bare minimum. And he's in need of spiritual guidance and help. It reminds me of Constantine going to see the Pythia, but no amount of money could have convinced her to tell him what he wanted to hear. She may refuse initially, but yes. Many blessings.